Hello guys, this is the-epiphany. In today's video I'm going to be doing something a little different to the usual Colosseum fights on my channel, and I'm going to be showing you some sets that I've planned for the Dofus 2.60 update that's coming out soon. And there are going to be some new items that come out in that update, and I've planned a couple of sets that I think are pretty decent. I have a main agility set that I'm going to aim to get, which will be for my Algonac, and I'm also going to make a new strength set just in case it comes in handy, and I'll explain why that is later on. So on the Dofus Lab website here, the set that I have right now on this website, including the Exo Mages, is actually the precise set that I'm using on my Algonac right now. The resistances you can see here. And for example, this Jammy Jack collar is 4% air, and then you look in the game, my Jammy Jack collar is also 4% air. So that's that. If you want to check out the actual items in my set in more detail, I actually reviewed my set in a previous video before I went on the break. Okay, so now going on to the Dofus Lab, I'm going to duplicate the set, and I'm going to name this one Ogi Air 2.60, and some modifications need to be made. So for a start, you can see that my agility is 1100 and I have 137 air damage. So that is not too bad. It's also can be better, but then again, this is a set that I built mainly for resistance. So the first change I'm going to make is the cape. So currently it's indescribable cape. Going to replace that. And there is a new cape that is coming out. Thanks to the Dofus Lab creators, they've already put it in this website and updated it. It is this one here called Wings of Chaos. So the Wings of Chaos, click that, basically gives 1 AP, some initiative, 18 air damage, and decent vitality, decent agility. It is a little less than the indescribable cape, but then again, this does give, you know, more resistances that are important, such as 8% water, 8% air, and some crit resist. Yeah, so that's pretty decent. Now the condition to wear this is less than 12 AP. So as you can see, if I'm wearing this cape now, I would have 12 AP given the current items. So that allows me to remove the Mino belt, which is agility belt that gives 1 AP. I can remove that and I'll put on a different belt called a Bluster belt. It is handy because of the AP parry, and it also gives 10% resistance in 2 elements. So that's that. Now you notice that I'm at 69% water resistance now, which is overkill because the max resistance that anyone can have in a fight is 50%. So that frees up the opportunity to not need to use a dragon helmet, which is something that I've used for a long time. But now that I don't actually need it, I can remove that. And I will put on another helmet called an Eliseo helmet, which gives 100 agility, 15 damage, 10% resistance in 2 elements, as well as MP parry. Very useful. So now the water resistance is still a bit overkill, so what I can do is replace the Eliseo shield. Notice that it gives 10% water res, some MP parry, vitality, and melee damage. Now there's a new shield that is coming out in the update. I saw it yesterday. Here it is. Possess shield, 10% fire resistance, 20 dodge, 25 pushback damage, and 15% melee damage. So although it does give minus 15% range damage, I'm an agility Algonac hitting in close combat anyway, so it's pretty nice to have this. And because the Eliseo shield actually reduces 15% weapon damage, this doesn't, I can actually use my Mantax in melee, and that'll be beneficial because of this shield. And that's a good thing because Mantax does not change the state of my rage. You know, with the Algonac, you know, increasing rage, decreasing rage, blah blah blah. And you know, using a Mantax is nice because I don't need to increase my rage for that. And I can prevent myself from going into dog mode, so it's very good. So now, if we look at the resistances, they are pretty decent. Only air resistance is a bit low, but that can be easily fixed. by adding some percent resist mages. Now the shield, the generic mage for the shield is 100 vitality transcendence rune, so I will add that on. Now the 25 pushback damage is not beneficial to me at all, but then again it's not really much of a problem because the other stats are beneficial. It gives decent dodge, so 135 dodge. You know, I can dodge agility characters or characters that have like a medium amount of lock, so that's good for me. Now what I'll also do, since this is a blaster belt with one range stat on it, usually the range is dropped and used to fix the stats to perfect. I will then Exo Mage 2% air transcendence rune on that. This cape has a 1 AP stat which is usable for sync, so I will mage 3% air resistance over mage on this. And lastly, Eliseo helmet, I will be maging 2% air resistance transcendence rune, and that brings me up to 37% air. Now that's not much of a problem. If you take a look at the other stats as well, it has decent AP parry and MP parry. It has actually 80 more agility than the previous set, remember how I showed you earlier, and also 8 more air damage, so that is very nice. The damage is more, and the initiative is actually a bit more as well, so I am happy with this set. Everything else, you know, just making a small modification to my old Algonac set. I've come up with this set, and this is quite feasible. Feel free to copy me if you like, although these two new items here will probably not be cheap because people need to farm the resources, and you know, we have to place perceptors and stuff like that. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so the next part of the video, I'm going to be showing you a strength set which is based on some new items as well, and the new items are the Pandemonium set, Pandemonium Amulet, Pandemonium set. So let's equip those three immediately. Now this is a strength item, but you notice that it gives 20 heals, and this is also strength, this is strength as well, and it gives heals. So perhaps we might see a rise for strength Oses who also have heals, so that they can make use of their red wormling to heal. I don't know, that's just a guess, but maybe strength Oses will be popular. But the beauty about this is that the items actually give AP parry. Now if you remember back to, you know, all the times that you watch my videos, sometimes I mention strength sets are very hard to stack AP parry. So because these new strength items give AP parry, it opens up some possibilities for strength characters to be able to stack AP parry. So that is very nice. Okay, let's put 300 strength here, 395 vitality, and put all this rest into scroll. Okay, so that is the main set. Now there is a couple of variations that we can do with regards to these items. We notice that the items do not give any crits at all. That's kind of understandable, because if they did give crits, the items would be overpowered, as you know, strength is the build that is usually associated with crits, and if they put crits and AP parry on these new items, it's a bit overpowered. So therefore, we can build a set that doesn't have crits, or we can build a set that has medium crits, because already these three items don't give crits. So the 3 set bonus here gives AP parry, strength, dodge and heals. So this set is actually at 75 heals, which is quite a lot already, considering there's only 3 items. So let's say we don't want to make crits. You can actually use whatever items you like, but a good synergy for this set would be the Brucey set, because they have 3 items in the set that actually are not, you know, not part of the 3 items in the Pandemonium, so you can actually use 2 of these sets simultaneously. Now the rings, let's put let's put AP Exo and then MP Exo on this one. Now we just need 1 more MP, and that can be easily fixed with a cloak of 1,000 excuses. So now we're up to 6 MP, 11 AP, and we don't need any Ogre Dofus or Volbus, so that's nice. So the hat, there's many hats we can choose. Now we pick strength, filter by strength. There are many hats we can choose. You can choose whatever hat you like, but since, you know, by common sense, strength sets lack neutral and earth resistance, I'll be choosing a Turtalonia horn, which gives decent damage as well as 10% resist in 2 elements. So that's that. Now for shield, use whatever shield you like, perhaps a 4-leaf, I don't know, if you're a ranged character or whatever. Then, with the slots here, you can use a protect, you can use abyssal, ivory, crimson. And the next 2 eggs, use whatever you like. You know, perhaps you do want crits. What you can do is use a Turk, and then with a pet you use a snail mate, which gives 15% crit, 40 crit damage, or a Morley cat, which gives 15% crit, 2000 initiative. But for the purposes of, you know, strength characters, they don't really need to have high initiative, because strength is usually associated with damage dealing, so maybe they can go last in a fight, but 2200 is pretty decent initiative. The last slot, you use whatever you like, and the resistances are here. Now this is not including any exo mages yet, so you could put maybe 3% resistance on the amulet, 3% on the cloak, 3% on the belt, 2% on the belt, and 2% on the wand as well. So, you know, you can raise the resistances of this up quite a bit. So this is one variation of the new strength sets that are usable in Dofus 2.60. The AP parry is 67 and the MP parry is 61, which is actually pretty decent considering it's a natural set. You know, there's no, like, you're not stacking any parry, and that is natural parry, so that is pretty decent. Now another variation you might want to do is stack AP MP parry. So what you're going to do is get the misery set, and you're going to use the misery treads and the misery belt. You're going to not use the ring, because the ring doesn't give any strength. So you equip these 2 items, and now you're up to 91 AP parry and 78 MP parry. If you want, you could remove the snail mate and perhaps use a Grawler, which is a 70 power 50 AP parry pet. So you're now at 141 AP parry, which is actually very decent. Now you do notice that because we're not using a full Brucey set anymore, we lose 1 AP because of the set bonus. So what you want to do is add in an Ochre. Ochre's there, and we're at 11 AP, 6 MP now. And we can actually, you know, this Brucey ring is decent. However, you can change it for something else, you know, if you don't like, perhaps a corruption ring or something. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Perhaps a corruption ring. And then you add back the 1 AP exo to that. So now the resistance is here. Not too bad, not too good, but once again, you could also exo mage these items to give % resistance, so it is pretty decent. Okay, another thing you might want to do is, if you're not looking for MP parry and you want to use, you're not looking for MP and AP parry, but you just want to use these items because you like the stats, then an alternative would be to use a Boots of the Bleeding Heart, a Corruption Belt. So now you have a 2-set bonus corruption set from the ring and this. What else can you do here? Okay, you can replace this Turtalonia hat with a Cthulhu mask. That'll balance out the resistances a bit. Now you notice that you have low water res. Now in a corruption set there are 2 rings. So because this ring gives earth and air, you can replace this ring with the other corruption ring, which gives water resistance, like this. So now APX, oh sorry, no. Oh yeah, APX, so that, and you're going to remove the Ochre. Now you're at 11 AP, 6 MP, and, you know, pretty decent. You can add back the snail mate, like that. And that's the resistances here. Pretty decent, I must admit. 67 AP parry, pretty decent as well, considering it's natural. Yeah, this is the set, 53% crit. Yep, that's it. You can also extra mage percent resistance onto the boots, 3%, 2% the belt, 3% the cloak, and 3% the mask. Also 3% the amulet, and the shield can be 100 vitality, transcendence rune, 2% on the weapon as well. Okay. So the reason why I think this is going to be a feasible option in the future is because usually strength characters have around 30 AP parry naturally, without these new items, of course. And that's a problem because you might come into a situation in Colo where you face a Zelor who is maybe agility or strength, meaning they don't have AP reduction. And you have an Ivory buff on, so they might use Zelor Sandglass, 2 AP spell to deactivate the Ivory. And then it ends up raping 2 AP from you because you have low AP parry. So this is a situation where that can be avoided, and hence why I think these sets will be pretty decent. Okay, if you have any questions about these sets, please let me know, and I'll be sure to answer it in the comment section below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.